So y'all come on in. Come on in. Peace and welcome to the Mysticals Corner. I'm Keela and I am a girl who loves spirituality and I love philosophy. I actually think that those are my superpowers. So this space is all about reclaiming your voice, cultivating oneness, and just operating and walking in your full, authentic, wild self. Okay. And so we bring a judgment free zone. We bring a space of support. We bring a space of just clarity and endless wisdom. Okay. So if any of that resonates with you as I am speaking, stay a while, hit the subscribe button, and tune in to the conversation. So before we get in, I have my notes right here. I'm a Sagittarius girly, okay, through and through. I can go off on tangents. Okay, I'm here, then I'm here, then I'm here, all over the place. So I got myself a couple of notes to keep myself in some form of structure. But don't get it twisted now. I do still veer off, but this is helping me get back on. Helps me get back on. Okay, so at the end of this video, I will talk about the overall energy that I am feeling for us in this season. And the topic that we're going to be discussing today is sacred practice. And we're going to discuss it because it's a product of the bigger, I would say, thing that I'm creating in this season. But I find that women, we be having a lot of stuff to do, a lot of people to take care of, and I'm here to help you bring yourself back to you. Okay. And one of the things that we are going to help you do that by is talking about sacred practices. Okay. And so, sacred practices is just really any intentional act or thing that you do for yourself. Now, granted, there are a lot of things that we do in a day, but how much of your day is based off of intention? Speaking of which, let me set the intentions for this video here before we get started because it's very important that we practice setting our intentions for almost everything that you do if you can. So today's intention is to really just to discuss the importance of sacred practice, what it is. I offer you some good little key points, some good suggestions. Look, there's no right or wrong way to do this. All of this is about self-discovery. I want you to find what works for you, but for right now, we're going to just discuss the basics of what sacred practice is and how much it will amplify your life's experience. Okay. And I'm just a living product. I don't bring anything here that I have not researched or am doing myself. Okay. So I think that it is important to embody the thing that we discuss or that we are trying to learn because it takes all the guesswork out of it. I could just show up, right? So, getting back to sacred practice, and I just feel like as a woman, it is really how we care for ourselves, how we nurture ourselves, how we love ourselves, and bringing ourselves back to that sacredness that the Most High wants us to be in relationship with. It goes deeper to me in spirituality, and then also just in a philosophical way as well. But when you look at your life and you stand back, what do you see? How do you feel? Are you nurtured? Are you cared for? Because oftentimes we can put out way more energy than what we have the capacity for, expecting to receive it back from outside sources. And sis, we ain't got time to be waiting on that. We don't have time to be waiting on that. And I personally believe that what we give to ourselves, everything outside of that multiplies it, right? That's how I feel. So practicing the art of deep love for self. But we're going to get started with that, talking about the sacred practices. But it is any intentional activity or practice that you hold near dear to your heart. It can be spiritual, emotional, mental, physical, all of the things. But what is your intention for doing these things? Okay. And it may seem minute, but it is so important because you can get in the shower for 5 minutes, not think about nothing, not pray over yourself, not wish yourself well, not make the shower more of an experience for you that you are caring for yourself. Are you taking your time washing yourself? You know what I mean? When you get out, do you lotion yourself down? Do you play your music? Do you light your incense? Do you light your Palo Santos? Do you play jazz? Or like, what is the scene that we're setting for ourselves to make ourselves feel well? Because it can be tasking, but that's that's the part. That is the most important part. You won't give up on them out there, right? You won't stop feeding your kids. You won't stop caring for them. You won't stop having sex with your person, right? So why would you stop caring for yourself in a way that makes you feel well? And my philosophy around caring for myself is understanding and knowing that I house, like my vessel, house the spirit of the Most High. So when I think about things and as I'm learning how I didn't care for myself and how I should, now I'm like, oh, this is sacred. I want to care for the Most High who is in this vessel. Because my another philosophy of mine is that I am never separate from the Most High, hence the mystical corner, right? So I look at that as my guide to why I do what I do. God. All right. And there are major fruits to caring for yourself with intention, with loving and care because of who you are. You are a part of the Most High. So why aren't you looking at yourself in that way? Okay. Tangent. Did you catch that? Okay, so we kind of already talked about a few of the things. So that's why we want to talk about sacred practice, but we also, it matters because it makes your life's experience better. It makes the people who are around you better. When you feel good, sis, when you feel good, everybody else has an extension of that. Just imagine your cup runneth over, right? Everybody who's in your environment will get to experience the overflow of what you are pouring into yourself. So I want to talk about the problems that usually happens when we are not connected to ourselves and when we aren't really having practices that pretty much is non-negotiable. Okay? We fall into depression. We live our life from an anxious standpoint. I would say we probably have some negative behavior patterns. It may seem like you having challenge after challenge, like stuff just can't get right. You may not have clarity. You may not even be aware of what your purpose is in life. You may not even look for pleasure. It is so many things that indicates you not having sacred practices or a sacred practice that you do to pour into yourself. And again, we cannot wait on the people outside of us to do it for us. So this is, and I would even tell my single ladies, like, while you have this time for yourself, discover who you are becoming, what you want to do, why you want to do it. So there are so many benefits to sacred practices, and this can go for on and on and on because it's no one way to do it. But I will share some of my sacred practices, and it's just over time. I pick up something, I drop it off when it no longer serves me. I pick up something, I drop it off when it no longer serves me. But what I found to really understand is I used to quit on myself a lot. I used to quit on myself a lot. And even in this season with the mystical corner, it's different. I have been caring for myself. I have a deep knowing of myself. I have a deep connection with the Most High God because of how I care for myself. I can serve others better and more well when I am well. I don't want to help people from a place of resentment, a place of negativity, a place of just triggered trauma. You know what I mean? So, some of the things that I do, I, like I said, I'm all over the place. So, I had to create me a routine. But some of the sacred practices within my routine, newly added, um, is waking up at 3 a.m. to write for 30 minutes to an hour, or just to connect again. It doesn't necessarily have to be writing, but right in this season right now, I am guided to write at 3 a.m. Um, Even within that, I have sacred practices that I use to go into writing. I don't just go sit down and write. It's a practice leading up to the moment. So I make sure that I'm grounded and I'm connected to the Most High and I'm connected to myself in order to know what's coming to me and that it's hitting that paper. All right. So that's the practice that I have. A new practice that I've been doing for probably maybe 2 or 3 weeks is rest. Mm-hmm. Rest. And rest may not be what you think it is. And I want you to do your research on rest, especially if you are sleep deprived or if you just can't get your mind to shut down. Do research on rest. I have a few resources here, and if you want, let me know in the comments if I should drop some. But every day, my goal and my intention is to lay down for 30 minutes or more. My main goal is an hour, but at the bare minimum, 30 minutes. And that does not mean I'm going to sleep. That means I am giving myself the time and space to close my eyes, to rest my eyes, to listen, to see, to hear, and to connect. And in that process, I do rest because I'm not on social media. I'm not watching TV. I'm not listening to the music. I'm not distracted by anything. That is a sacred practice. Another one, the gym. The gym has become a sacred practice because my intention is to care for my vessel that houses the Most High, but to also feel good about myself and transmute that energy that got to come up out of here. That makes it sacred because it's not just me. It's not just this. It is a purpose. Um, Even I would say my nighttime shower routine is a sacred practice because I get the incense, I get the Palo Santos. I'm getting that day up off of me before I get in that shower. I'm turning my jazz on. Yes, I like jazz music. Don't knock it till you try it. Okay. Um, that is a sacred practice. I make sure that when I get out, no matter how tired I am from the day, that I oil my body down. Because there was a time recent, okay, where I would get in, out, baby, in the bed. But no, because I love myself so deeply, I slow down. But I've created my home routine to match it. I ain't just said for everybody. This is what I need to do. I made sure everybody can benefit from my routine and it's not messing up what everybody else got going on. So I do consider other people, but I guarantee you I'm gonna figure out how to make space for myself. Um, what else? Oh, Sunday nights. That's my brain dump days. I'm gonna journal. Those are just a few. You can take what you already do in your life and make it sacred. And I know the main excuse most people probably have is I just don't have time. Yes, you do. And yes, you can. Yes, you can. So I don't want to hear it. And if you don't have time, get in the comments because I want to talk to you about it. And I want to know how we can create space because I can help you see some time for yourself. And if it's not every day, baby, carve out days out the week to where you can do it. It does not have to be every day. And it can be different things for different days depending on what your schedule looks like. You can have a sacred lunch at this point outside in nature. What are your practices that makes you a better person, that turns off the noise so you can know what your body is trying to tell you? What do your body needs you to release? What do your body wants you to heal? What do your body wants you to feel joy about? What do your body wants you to create next? What is your 2-year plan? So you need to know who you are. You need to know how to rest in this busy world that keeps you intentionally keeps you distracted, keeps you angry, keeps you in your high emotions, because there's no safe, soft, supportive place to land. And sis, you have to create the space for you to land. Feeling safe in the world is you first feeling safe within your spirit, soul, and your body. Hmm? Hmm? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. What are some other ones? Nature walks, meditation, journaling, yoga. And these are just a few to get started. And if you already have routines, like I said, just set your intentions for the routines that you want to make sacred. And if you need to put it on the calendar, if you need to put a reminder in to do this for yourself, do that. Because if this is your first time kind of taking this time to do that, it's going to be different. It takes time for stuff to become a habit, right? So, and even reading, like, you can make that a sacred practice. It's just making it intentionally for your wellness. Okay? Um, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, because I feel like that was the gist of it. Mm, yeah. And so if you need any more resources, tools, or practices that can help you along your self discovery journey, get in them comments and let me know. I will be there in those comments. Okay? I will be there in those comments. So before I get started with just the overall energy for the space that we are in and the season that we are in, to just bring it back and land this plane here, sacred practices is for you. It is for your wellness. It is a commitment to self-love, deep self-love. It is a commitment to healing. It is a commitment to hearing. You don't have to be religious. You don't have to have a this right here is your sacred sanctuary before anything else. How you treat yourself is how your environment will give you that energy back. Look, whatever you put out is what you would get back. So why not put good into yourself so that you will feel good about putting good into the world, and then you reap the benefits of it either way. It's just taking more time to be an intentional thought, an intentional writing, creating from a place of just intention, healing, and then also doing it with the Most High God who's within you and all around you. But the care and the nurture that you get to do and practice for yourself, for the God in you, the rewards are abundant, because it just overall have you, and it convicts you into operating as your best self, as your best self. I hope that resonated. I hope that that was a good message. I feel like it was a little short. I'm not sure, because I am a talker, but I feel like that was good. Um, and I will see you all here back next week. Again, if this resonated with you and if you like what you heard, subscribe and join the family, and comment and let me know what you think about this episode. All right. Peace. Okay, I am glad you all stayed, because I am excited to just kind of share this overall energy, this message for you all. And so, what we got today is radiance. I want you to know that your light is bright. I want you to trust that what's within you is so impactful valuable. It is so needed in this world. And if you could just trust your capabilities, trust what you know and believe to be true about yourself, your gifts, and what you are bringing to this world, there's no more waiting. Why are you waiting on what you already know? What are you waiting on what you already know to be true about who you are? It is a simple commitment to self. There is a lot of things that is attached to us in our I would say reality, right? We have family, we have our kids, we have our pets, we have our careers, we have friends, and we have families, right? But who you are to yourself and how you operate in the world from a place of truth and authenticity, in your wildness and in your untamedness, we want that. We need that version of you. We need more people who are willing to be courageous and operate off of their truest, most authentic self. So shine your light bright. We want to see you. We already know you're here. We feel you. We feel your energy. Stop holding back. Say the thing, do the thing, be who you want to be, and stop settling for less. Don't you know the care and the love that you apply to yourself is when you will receive it genuinely in the world? So if you are putting yourself in circumstances and situations that does not make you feel well, it does not bring out the best in you, you get to choose. Until you choose what is best for you, nothing will change, and you will be stuck in this season until you choose better for yourself. So choose your light, choose life, and leave death and darkness where they belong. You have the power, you have the light. All you have to do is say yes to you and commit to it. Okay? Peace. I love you. See you next time.